ballad, another ballad for Valentine's Day.
Yeah. It's for you.
God. You know what the greatest 80s ballad is? Home Sweet Home by Motley Crue. That's the one. They had every concert with it.
Yeah, did they?
Yeah. Fat Vince Neil.
Did you go? Vince Neil looks terrible.
Not that I get anything
He
to
fell
say.
off a stage, and then his voice in some county fair he did or something when he was doing like a warm-up before
He had the blue ribbon at the New York State Fair. Wild side.
Yeah.
Little girl.
There it is, Doug, taking you back.
Heaven isn't too far away. I bang that Fairport hooker every day.
Did you Did you throw on this kind of music and drink and cry in your dirty martinis after the 49ers?
No, I didn't.
Did you shed a tear?
No.
Okay, just asking. No. Did you break anything?
No.
All right, good. All right, so everything's fine.
Yeah.
So far, so good. There is a man who has had quite the life, and he's got a new book coming out.
What's the book entitled?
Don't
Don't tell me who it is. I want some hints.
The book is titled. Let me see if I have the title.
And you're saying he's getting to be to 90?
Yes. Yeah, I believe he's somewhere around 87 currently.
More movies and TV? Wait, he's 70?
Yeah, definitely more movies than TV.
70 or 90? 80.
87.
87.
So coming up on 90.
Okay.
Yeah.
Action star?
Did one of the... Yeah, I think you could call this an action movie. It was one of the big ones. But he was a big actor, but probably best known for being on TV in a commercial.
Being on TV as a commercial.
In a commercial.
And then...
Billy D. Williams on body language.
Billy D. Williams?
You know, body language tells you a lot about what a person's thinking. For instance,
I want to remember this commercial. You might, because you're old, but not me.
Oh, come on.
things in life. That means she also wants a little fun in her life, but only with the right man.
Hello.
And now she's pouring a Colt 45.
Colt 45.
And we all know what that means.
What does that mean, Billy?
Mind if I join you?
You must have read my mind.
Something like that.
The power of Colt 45. It works every time.
Yeah.
Billy D. Williams.
Billy D. Williams. Billy D. Williams has a new book coming out, and it is pretty interesting.
What's it called? My Years at Cloud City?
That's so funny.
I've seen Billy D. Williams.
You have?
He was at a signing where I got Joe Montana's signature. And
really?
Yeah, and it was a Comic-Con, Nickel Con in Buffalo, which is coming up. It was Joe Montana at the time, the guy from Flash Gordon, which made a comeback with the movie Ted, Uhura, and then Billy D. Williams. Now, Billy D. Williams' line was 5 times as long. I mean, Joe only had a few people. It was $293 to get a signature, and
$293.
$239.
To get whose?
Joe Montana's.
Really?
Yeah. I think Billy was only like $100. But his line of Star Wars fans was out the door. And William Shatner was there the night before. And he had 2,000 people that he signed for $100.
Wow.
Piece. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
The name of the book is What We Have Here. What Have We Here? Excuse me. What Have We Here is the name of the book. Now, in it, he talks about being married.
Can I just say a couple things?
Yeah.
I just watched him in a sports movie, one of the favorite ones. It's called Bingo Long and the Traveling All-Stars.
Did not get along with
Richard Pryor or James Earl Jones?
Richard Pryor in that movie. They were friends. I'll read you what's... No, but go on.
And Nighthawks.
Nighthawks. Yeah,
Sylvester
love
Stallone.
that.
Obviously, Lando Calrissian 4 movies.
I think he did 4 movies with Pryor.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. But he was married in 1959, got divorced in 1963. He starts dating a woman named Yvonne. He had known this woman since he was a teen. He recalls coming home from the theater one day to find her hosting an orgy. So he goes, there were women and men and a lot of nakedness. This is what he writes in his book. This is where I'm going. This is like Tales from the Home. You know
I
what I
guess
mean?
there's a bunch of swinger parties if you read the right book. Frank Gorshin, who
Yeah.
is the Riddler on Batman.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead, though.
So he says, the craziness was more than I was prepared to deal with after work. So he decided to take a shower and invited a young woman who was already undressed to join him. Why not? As revenge, Yvonne insisted that he watch her have sex with another man, and he said he found it hilarious. Annoyed, she then grabbed a pair of scissors and cut up his beautiful alpaca sweaters. And he goes, that hurt almost more than if she had cut me. It was the excuse I needed to get away from Yvonne. Now, okay, so he and Richard Pryor starred in 4 movies together. Lady Sings the Blues.
I've heard of it.
Hit.
No.
Carter's Army.
Nope.
And Bingo Long, Traveling All-Star, and Motor Kings.
Yeah.
About the Negro Baseball League.
Yeah.
And he said they were good friends for a while, but that unraveled when he witnessed him abuse his girlfriend, verbally and physically. It was Patricia Price. And he said it wasn't a one-time incident either. He was with this other woman, his third wife, named Taruko Nakakami, I think it was her name. Yeah. It's Billy D. Williams. And he said, this is what he says. He said, I saw Richard Pryor strike this woman, Patricia, with a smoldering log he took out of the fireplace.
Wow.
He goes, and that ended our friendship.
Yeah.
I go, what in the fuck? I mean, you had to be high on coke, out of your mind, to reach in. If it's smoldering, it's burning your hands.
Well, if you grab the end.
Okay, but I mean, that's insanity. I've heard a lot of that. I'd never heard of that.
Well, if you've seen the Richard Pryor bio, when he was filming Stir Crazy, he was taking money out of the bank for drugs. They're like not like $2,000-$3,000, like $50,000, $60,000, $100,000.
Yeah, right.
He was pissing everything away, and then he lit himself up.
Later, he writes in this book, Patricia, who was the one with Pryor at the time, told me about other examples, including the one time he hit her with a Cavassier bottle.
Not the Colt 45?
No. And nobody says in there that he did the Colt 45 because it kind of encapsulated everything he wanted to be. That smooth talking man.
Yeah.
And he goes, the money was just ridiculous for the Colt 45.
Wow.
He goes, I couldn't be around someone that behaved that way. Talking about Pryor.
Right.
He knew that, and it made working together on bingo tense. Years later.
Richard Pryor didn't have a big role in that, kind of, but.
Yeah.
He wasn't a star.
One of his early pictures for Pryor? I don't know. Years later, Williams, who had an open marriage with this woman, embarked on his own decades-long affair with Pryor's ex, Patricia, the one who got hit with the smoldering log. The intense passion of our tryst.
Well, if she can handle that log, she can handle mine, Pilgrim. I'm sorry, that's John Wayne. Wayne Bobbitt.
The intense passion of our tryst was something we both craved. I was totally, thoroughly caught up in the romance of each one of our, I think he says assassinations here. I go, what is that?
Assassinations?
Yeah. He writes, but Patricia was truly madly obsessed. She once spray painted a message on the guardrails along Mulholland Drive, I love Billy D. And then he said it ended when she accused him of assault. And he said, but she later recanted her story and the charges were eventually expunged. It's bad stuff. I mean, you're talking about people who, some people just, I know this is going to sound terrible, but I do wonder if some people crave that kind of attention. Like they feel like they need to be treated that. I don't know. I don't know what happens.
I don't get that either.
And I'm not saying that because I know that there's many organizations that try to help people get out of these situations, and we never should blame the victim. But when the accusation comes out again years later from somebody who didn't do anything to you this time, and that we've got to go through.
Now, who do you believe? I mean, because once you the finger pointed at you, that
well, he said it was expunged and she recanted. I don't know.
How
I mean,
long
yes.
after that?
Hey, look, what do we hear about what's his name for the Buffalo Bills, who just had
Van Morrison.
You're not Von Miller.
Von Miller. One of those guys. Brown-eyed girl.
Von Miller, who had some kind of something go on this year, right? And then all of a sudden she says nothing happened.
No, it didn't happen.
So you bring up a great point.
Oh, we're breaking up and I'm not going to have all these millions? Well, you just beat me up.
I don't know.
I'm getting $2 million in the bank account? Oh, I guess we didn't.
Lando was a scoundrel in a galaxy far, far away. He was the master of Cloud City.
You got a lot of nerve showing up after what you did. That's his first line.
It was.
Hello, who do we have here?
It sounds like an interesting.
Hello, Leia.
What Have We Here is the name of the book. It sounds like an interesting read.
Wait, what?
What Have We Here is the name of it.
That's one of his lines in Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Strikes Back.
And he said he only took the part because he wanted to wear a cape, and the character wore a cape, and that was it. He didn't really know anything about Star Wars.
Another movie he was in was Batman with Tim Burton and Michael Keaton.
Oh,
and
I don't.
He was the.
I saw that. I don't remember.
He was the DA Harvey Dent.
Oh, yes, he was
Two-Face, and I think he was miffed, and it might be in the book that role went to Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
They also changed the Batmans too to Val Kilmer.
Yeah. Who was a terrible Batman.
Not terrible, but
Clooney was kind of weak.
He was the worst, and Clooney even says that. Yeah, he goes.
Well, it sounds interesting, but that old Hollywood.
Yeah.
Though, I mean, partying back in the day, open marriages. I don't know if I could do the open marriage thing.
Why get married?
Well,
right.
Yes, but it's somebody you have, you know.
That you can really trust.
Well, intimacy is more than sex. It's more than sex, right? We're talking about these things and problems, but then sex can sometimes just be sex for people. But at the same time, if you're really into somebody, who'd want to watch that or even know it? Hey, I'll be back. Got a date. It's Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
I will get you later.
I can only buy so much prime rib.
I will get you later. How many bags of shrimp can you get for Valentine's Day?
Thank you.
What? I don't know. You did your bags of shrimp. I found that kind of interesting when I thought, wow, this is what a life. What a life this guy's led. You know? Smooth. Mr. Smooth. He did, I'm pretty sure he did Dancing with the Stars a few years ago. And
I do not think so.
I'm pretty sure Billy D.
You got to
Williams.
look that up.
Billy D. Williams, I'm almost positive. You look it up and you tell me if I'm wrong. I'm going to bet this. Billy D. Williams.
Billy D. Williams, Dancing with the Stars.
Did Dancing with the Stars, and I think he lasted like an episode or two.
William December Williams Jr. is an American actor, novelist, and painter.
Oh, I guess he appeared in over 100 films and television roles, 6 decades. Yeah, it looks like he did Dancing with the Stars.
Come on, Dougie!
To a Star Wars theme.
Come on, Dougie!
I can't believe I didn't know about this. And he's wearing the...
I think he lasted 2 episodes, but he was nearly 80 at the time. He's 87 now. He's nearly 80, and I don't think...
Yeah, he looked old when I saw him about 10 years ago.
And it's like dancing. Well, he would have been 77.
I was dancing with his wheelchair around R2-D2.
Getting old, everybody gets old.
Yeah. There's only so many sands in the hourglass.
I read something, and I want.
Come on, you read something?
I read something
it's
on
amazing.
Reddit.
Okay.
And I want to know if you've ever interacted with a woman like this or how you would handle this. Because I couldn't tell if this is real or not. But it says, I'm about to dump. This is some hot mess, crazy kind of shit. This person writes, there's a guy that started working at my office. And he's everything I've been looking for. He's been kind of flirty with me, so I want to shoot my shot. This is what the person writes on
That's
Reddit.
what the woman says. I want to shoot my load.
Shoot my shot, meaning I want to take my shot. Not my shoot my load. What is it?
Shoot my load or take my shot.
Well, take my shot would be,
Okay.
I'm taking my shot.
To shoot my load. Who's on first? What's on second? My load's on third. Where's the hooker when you need her?
Here's why that's a little complicated. Please try not to judge too hard when I tell you my backstory. This is what this chick writes.
Okay.
I don't even know why you would write this on Reddit. According to my coworkers, I've been in a serious relationship for 4 years. I say it like that because I've made them believe that it is true. I started sending myself flowers on Valentine's Day every year and made this fake relationship with a hot pilot, which explains why he's never been home to take me to any work functions.
Wow.
It just kind of added some excitement to my otherwise pretty boring life. And I kind of loved the attention it gave me because people were so interested in my hot pilot boyfriend.
Mm-hmm. Where'd you get his picture?
I made up stories of amazing trips we've been on. Oh, good question you ask. Hang on. Even went so far as to Photoshop myself next to a hot guy I found Googling male models in exotic locations. Even framed some pics for my desk. I know I sound batshit crazy now, that I say it out loud. So here's where I need some help. I have to let everyone know somehow that we've broken up. And then how long should I wait before I make a move on my new coworker? I'm like, you can't. You can't.
No.
You can't.
If you're going to do it that way.
You can't. I can understand where you don't want questions from the coworkers about your love life or whatever's going on. You don't want them asking you questions. You know what I mean?
Right. This is my new girlfriend. Did I tell you that? She's from Australia. It just came up as a friend's request.
That looks like the chick from she's an actress.
She is?
Yeah. Yeah, that's an actress. She's been in a bunch of things.
Oh. She just friend requested me.
Did
She must be listening to your
that's what
Kaylee Kuko.
Yeah, Kaylee Kuko was in I think she was in that nerd show for a while.
And out of everything, she must be friends with Dougie Fresh.
Yeah, of course she does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, why do you say it like that?
Because
Maybe she's on her private jet.
I have no
flying
idea.
over Rochester.
Have you ever dealt with batshit crazy like this?
Yeah. I was in a strip bar for 16 years.
Did they do things like this? Like this is like I
No, that
you
sometimes
know what?
you just didn't know where the story was, or
Right.
they'd lie about boyfriends or husbands or who they're fucking around with, or
Right.
if they were pregnancies. That was a big one. You know, girl got pregnant and then didn't want to be pregnant. The owner was very
accommodating,
anti-abortion.
Anti-abort. The owner was really okay.
And then you'd hear she lost a baby, she got an abortion, or she was doing drugs, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And you know, you just shake your head and you're like, it's just a soap opera in here. And I'm like, you know, I didn't care. Just like, what do you want to? Give me your 3 songs, get on stage. You know, it just that seems just messed up, like a very sorrowful life that you need some kind of tension somehow instead of just being yourself.
What happens with these lies, though, is they compound.
And you can't get out of them.
You can't.
Yeah.
You wind up
You have
compounding
to
them.
lie about a lie.
Yes, you could get sick of asking about why aren't you coming to work? I don't want to go alone. I'm embarrassed, so I make up a boyfriend. Okay, somewhat harmless, no big deal, right? It's an office of maybe older people.
I guess, but if you get found out,
well, that's just the thing. Well, now today, who doesn't find shit out?
right?
Yeah, I mean,
Exactly.
it always is found out.
Never text.
I will remember that there was a guy, one of my favorite guys I ever worked for.
For or with.
Well, he was, I mean, I guess with, because he was like the operations manager of the radio stations that I worked at. And he actually called me and told me this was going to be the last time he was calling me because he was dying.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was a very odd call to get, but I was very honored that I got that. It was very sweet, very loving, touching. I really appreciate the guy. But he had apparently been telling people that he played for Michigan football, and he had a big Michigan helmet and everything in his office. And somebody just goes, "There's no fucking way. I'm not believing this shit." And he was a big dude. He was a big guy. It was like,
why would you just come out and lie about
well,
that?
somebody went and did some digging on stuff, and there he was. I wound up. This is strange because there are lies. I think you start to believe your own lie. You know what I'm saying? I think he starts to believe he played for Michigan, so it just becomes part of his persona. Yeah, man, I played. You know, maybe you loved college football. Maybe you had a friend. Dude, I have no fucking idea.
I bartended a euchre party last night.
Yeah,
and one of the girls asked me if I wrestled because she saw my cauliflower hair. Now, right then, I could have said, "Yeah, I wrestled a Division I. I did wrestle Division I. I could have said Iowa,
didn't you?
Penn State, because I don't want to lie to her.
Iowa or Penn
You know,
State.
I could have just blown this up that
Yes.
I was going for the national championship, and I broke my ankle and then had to bow out, and I beat the champ 2 weeks earlier in Doom Meet. Now, she's not going to look it up. She's not going to know about it.
Well, this person went and looked up the team photo.
Right,
and
exactly.
all those things. I mean, look, Michigan's, what you accomplished is pretty damn impressive.
Thank you.
And seriously, being a Division I athlete, having a kid who's a Division II athlete and seeing what he has done.
And the hammer throw.
Yeah, but I mean, I see the amount of work and the amount of discipline. And so, yeah, to me, that's a huge deal. And that's quite a deal. Not worth lying. I think that alone should be enough. How many people never fucking get there?
Right.
So many.
And this guy's lying about football. I mean,
Lied about football. But here's the
He
thing.
thought about it. He went
Yes.
out and got props.
Yeah, I don't know where the helmet came from. I never asked. I never because the guy would say a lot of things, but I always found like the value of what he was saying. He would talk and talk and talk and talk about old days in radio, and everybody would get very annoyed with him. And they'd say something to me, and I'd be like, I tune that out. I really think the core message of what he is saying is really valuable. I really did. I don't know why I had this ability to think. I didn't give a shit about all the fluff. I didn't come and play with him in his office. I didn't do it. And he and I got along pretty well. And he would have more direct conversations with me because I didn't give a shit about that stuff. It didn't matter to me.
That's good that you can tune people out. I can't.
I can tune that all out.
Yeah.
I can see.
Is there anybody in your life, and I'm sure there is, that you haven't been be able to tune out?
Tune out how? What
Like
do you mean?
I just can't stand this guy, a coworker. It just drives you crazy somehow.
Oh,
or,
sure.
Or a neighbor or something.
Yes. No, like this guy wasn't that's an annoyance. Yeah. Those people are an annoyance. This guy wasn't an annoyance, but
not to you, but to your other coworkers.
In meetings
where
he would
tune
be
them out.
directing a meeting, and they'd be like, "Oh, we got to hear about what did you think?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I heard it, but here's what I took away from that because we had to be in the meeting, right? So I was gonna I always figure the biggest. This is a true thing with me. The biggest gift you have is your time. And when someone gives you their time, respect that. Respect that. So if I had to go sit in a meeting, I don't want it to waste my fucking time. I hate meetings. I think that meetings shouldn't be more than 15 minutes, truly.
Yes.
I think you can get the message out in 15 minutes. I think these blowhards that get up there and talk for hours are self-fellatiating and all kinds of shit in front of you. They don't need to do that. However, people do, and I'm not going to tell you how to run your business because I'm not sure I know how to run mine. But
I couldn't agree more, dickhead.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not. But in my world, meetings 15 minutes. If you can't tell somebody in a quarter hour exactly what they need to know and how to execute and have an exchange of ideas, anything else that slows down a meeting, let's have that. What is the term? Offline now. Move that offline.
Okay.
But this guy would lie about things that were sort of inconsequential. Nobody gave a shit whether you played for Michigan or not. Didn't make me respect you more, wouldn't make me respect you less when I found out you didn't. I didn't give a shit. Maybe I'm the anomaly. But I'm at there's this radio conference they have every year. It's called Morning Show Boot Camp. And there are a lot of big personalities that go there. So I had gone, we had all gone, and he was there. And there was this show called, I think the show was Connie and Fish. The name of the people on the show. And they were in two cities. They were in Madison and in Milwaukee. Okay. And they were on two different formats in those cities. So they were like pre-recording things and sending it here, and then they were doing one live, whatever was going on. And he says, yeah, because they got some kind of award or some kind of big deal was made about them. And I think I had the same representation of them at the time. And so this guy's talking to me. He's like, yeah, I was part of the consulting team that put those two together. I was the one who went to all the meetings and blah, blah. I said, really? He goes, yeah, Fish is a great guy, blah, 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 blah. Doug, no lie. We go out that night. They have a big event. They're busting us off to see some band or something like that. Everybody's getting all shit-faced, and I wind up sitting next to this guy, this Fish dude. Mm-hmm. And we're talking. And you
had to ask him.
And I go, hey, man, and I say the guy's name, and he goes, who?
Right.
And wait, it gets worse. I said, yeah, he's our whatever at the station. And he goes, I said, he's actually here. He said he consulted. He goes, I don't know who the fuck that guy is. I go, well, he said he sat in a room. He goes, never heard of this guy. He goes, give me your phone. And he fucking calls him right in the middle of the night. Like, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, and this guy's phone's ringing. And the next day, he never answered. The next day, he comes up to me and he goes, hey, I consulted. I was part of a group. We listened and we're making decisions. I never really met. And I'm going, again, an inconsequential lie. That actually made me think, you know what? Here's why I felt bad. I felt the fact that you felt in some way you needed to say that to me for what purpose? I don't understand. It didn't impress me more, and I still think the guy had a value. But I go, why these inconsequential lies that mean fucking nothing? Nothing.
Why would you do it?
I don't know.
I don't get it.
It means
fun
nothing.
Catching people in lies.
It's embarrassing. I feel embarrassed for them. I almost don't want to catch them in the lie. I just kind of go, all right, I got it. It's okay.
Oh, I would hammer it into the.
I know you would.
Yeah. I would let them remember that.
Yeah.
'Cause
Michigan? You played for Michigan?
Michigan?
Yeah,
Did they
really?
spell Michigan?
Yeah.
Was that Michigan or Michigan State or State of Intoxication?
All right.
What one was it?
We'll take a moment. A weird story out of another Big Ten school.
Oh,
Michigan, a Big Ten school? Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. This is another Big Ten school, but it has nothing to do with sports. But this is I don't know what you give this guy, but
It's a guy or a girl?
it's a guy.
Oh.
And we will get to it next. But first.